If you were to drive about 93 miles east of Medellin, Colombia, you would eventually make it to a town called Puerto Triunfo. Before long, you would come across the legendary Hacienda Nápoles. Today, Hacienda Nápoles is a family-friendly theme park with water attraction, a wildlife sanctuary, and museums. But this is no Disneyland. Unlike other famous theme parks, Hacienda Nápoles has quite a seated history. After all, it was once the location of a Playboy mansion-like cocaine palace, owned by the notorious Pablo Escobar. Escobar elapses just about every drug pin in history. He started from nothing and as little as a couple of decades became one of the most powerful men in the world. Along the way, he did some truly staggering things. Years before Pablo Escobar went on the run, the cocaine kingpin purchased Hacienda Nápoles in 1978, measuring about 7.7 miles. Escobar's state soon became just as impressive as his power in the 1970s and 80s. Escobar spared no expense when it came to constructing his paradise. By the time it was finished, Hacienda Nápoles was home to a sprawling Spanish colonial mansion, a sculpture garden, an airport, several swimming pools, lush lawns, man-made lakes, and even a private zoo, complete with exotic birds, horses, rhinos, hippos, and elephants. While Hacienda Nápoles wasn't Pablo Escobar's only house, it was clearly his favorite. And since he was bringing in millions of dollars each day, he had plenty of cash to ensure the property was outfitted with every single amenity he could ever dream of. In 2010s, a private company had taken control over the land and began operating the Parque Temático Hacienda Nápoles, a tourist destination for all ages that includes a water park, a butterfly farm, and a museum. As of 2020-21, a Parque Temático Hacienda Nápoles has gotten so big that you will need 3 days to go through all of its attraction. So honestly, we're at the famous park on Pablo Escobar, where there's a lot of African animals. Alligators are right here. We just saw monkeys there. Hey, Astrid.
You can already see why this animal is so dangerous. Just look at the size. Look at the size of those things. They're huge. And she's about 7 feet to 8 feet.
It's getting aggressive. It's getting aggressive.
This is the definition of a giant chicken. So this is probably the closest you can get to a hippopotamus, and they're very docile. So they're waiting for us to feed them, but I'm not going to because it's dangerous. They even sell the food over there, but that's just a random business in which they get to be fed by extra fees from the locals.
Hey baby, what's up?
I thought it was cool. Just look at the size of those paws right there.
You want to get fed?
They're huge.
How you doing, baby girl?
Come closer, come closer.
Especially you coming from Africa, you know how dangerous these animals are, right?
They're really territorial. So if you get closer and in their territories, they're gonna respond aggressively.
You're gone.
Yeah, and they're fast.
They kill more people than tigers, right?
They kill more people than anyone, because everyone think that they're slow and they're like big, they can't do shit, but they can run fast and they're really aggressive. They kill more people than lions, tigers, any other animal, depending on humans.
Good luck, because that motherfucker will eat you alive.
This tiny drop, it's what's stopping you from an elephant to destroying and killing you, etc. Anything that an elephant could do to you, this tiny little edge is what's stopping them from doing so.
Your mom, so excited.
She's so excited to see elephants. She cannot wait. This, my friends, it's an elephant, and it's the closest we've ever been to one. You see that shit? That's for my 10. That's a 10 for me. Here comes smoke. Wait, let's go, Jesse!
Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria is probably one of the richest cartel people that ever existed. This right here is not only one of the most famous monumental that you're gonna see, but this right here represents everything that he did, not only as a person, as a cartel, and what he did in his property. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hacienda Nápoles. Hey, pretty much I'm gonna be explaining every little thing that I know of. For example, this car right here. This car used to be a yellow sports car. This is one of Pablo Escobar's favorite cars. What he used to do with it, he would travel around all over his property over here racing. He loved racing. He used to go racing with all the cartel members that he was involved. And back here we're gonna go out there to basically show you guys what the newspapers, the pictures, everything you guys can think of means. For example, there's a specific picture that destroyed not only the Colombian population, but basically a lot of people here in Colombia don't like him because of some of the things he did. Come on, I'll show you. This right here is Pablo Escobar. His very last day when he got shot. So before they captured him, he was with one of his guys. They shot up his house. He ran upstairs. He went all the way to the top ceiling and tried to get away with it, but he couldn't. So what happened was he got shot up. Not only did he got shot up by the police, but as you can see, a lot of the DEA members, all of the CIA members from the US, any member special intelligence that you can think of was involved in this operation. Here you go. So remember how I said a lot of Colombians hated him for one specific thing that he did that killed lots of victims? Long story short, he wanted to become a politician. He wanted to become a president. He couldn't. So what he did to do a revenge, he did this right here. This right here is all the bombings that he did in Bogota, Colombia. This right here is the Supreme Court of Colombia right here. And this right here are the streets. Every single car and every single building that you can think of was surrounded by bombs. Little did they know that those were gonna explode and kill thousands of people. But you guys get the point. It was really bad and it was really horrible. And as you can see over here, Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is when Pablo Escobar got confiscated with all his drugs. This was one of the biggest busts that they did against him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, right here is one of the most important drug busts that they did against Pablo Escobar. Out here, what they did basically is very, very important. They confiscated a lot of drugs, anything that you can think of, meth, cocaine, marijuana, anything. And over here, what they did, I believe it was about 10 tons. I might correct me if I'm wrong, but 10 tons is the estimated that they did over here. Up top over here was one of the most famous airplanes that he used. With this airplane, he used to pretty much, you know, any model that you can think of, any drug that you can think of. If he had important people that he wanted to pick up, was through here. This airplane right here meant a lot because it was basically like a code, knowing that only important things were in this airplane. When they confiscated, pretty much that was the beginning of his downfall. Was over here. Once everything over here happened. Now, if you follow me on this way. So over here, all this right here is basically his process of him getting famous, getting known. Once he started getting known, they started taking pictures of him and letting the whole Colombian nation know, hey, this guy right here is one of the most wanted men, not only in Colombia, but around the world. Now, here, this is right here, is when he killed people, and they caught him. Not only did they caught him, but there was a DEA working under his group that was taking pictures and everything. This right here was the beginning of Pablo Escobar, was when he first started getting into the cartel game. He got arrested over here, but they let him go. As you guys know, he had so much power and money that he could probably do anything. He could probably buy me too if he wanted to. But now this right here, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to dedicate a couple seconds to this guy right here because I'm into journalists. I like writing, and whenever you write something, you write it from the bottom of your heart. This special gentleman right here wrote everything from the bottom of his heart, everything that he felt like he needed to say to the Colombian people, everything that a lot of people were scared to say about Pablo Escobar. Guess what? This guy right here wasn't. He said in one of his famous quotes, "I would rather die as an honest man than die as a coward." This guy right here later on, he started getting a lot of headlines towards Pablo Escobar and going against him.
Empresa periodística que distorsiona la noticia, que le inyecta ese veneno morboso y dañino y que ataca a las personas. En realidad no quería ser duro en mis expresiones con el periódico El Espectador, pero ustedes han visto los ataques y las calumnias que ha estado lanzando últimamente contra nuestros programas.
They did a drive-through. They did a drive-through and they shot this man to death. Don't know how many bullets, but not only did they shot this man to death, they tried to shut down his whole company as a journalist. And what they did to his employees, they will kidnap his employees and keep him there for as long as they wanted to, and tell them and threaten them, if you keep writing newspapers about us, we are going to kill you and kill your people. But this guy right here never gave up. He was a co-founder of pretty much going against Pablo Escobar, since the media didn't know about him, but he did. Rest in peace to this guy, because he respects he deserves a lot of respect. So shout out to this guy, man, for real. Luis Carlos Galan. Basically, this gentleman right here, as I mentioned before, he was going against Pablo Escobar when he was running for president. But I want to show you guys an actual picture of what he looked like right here. Clear picture. This gentleman right here was not only going against him, but he was going to be the first person to ever have a treaty with the United States to export all the bad criminals. Now, if I were you guys, I would do highly research about this guy, because he, and along with his other partner, who got shot up by Pablo Escobar, are the co-founders to actually start hunting Pablo Escobar, because they knew about him. They were one of the few politics that never got bought by Pablo Escobar. You couldn't buy these people. These people were the definition of loyalty to this country.
Saw a helicopter landing. We said, can we get in there? They said yes. This guy right here in front of me is the one that convinced us and now is doing all the process so we can get in that helicopter over there. Entonces, ¿ya se suscribió al canal?
Ya me suscribí.
¿Ya se suscribió ya?
Sí, correctamente.
¿Ya? ¿Pero qué fue lo que usted nos dijo antes de que nos fuéramos a subir?
Pues que la vida es una sola. Si
Una
usted
sola.
no la disfruta al máximo, mañana no sabemos si estamos vivos en este mundo.
¿Y que eso le dice a todos los que
A
vienen?
todos los que vienen. Sí, a todos. La vida es un instante.
Tiene habilidad para
Hoy dormimos, mañana no sabemos si nos levantamos.
¿Y usted por qué no está
Yo le
trabajando de
recomiendo-
vendedor?
Porque la verdad, pues, mi trabajo es este. Sí, o sea, sí, yo amo más que todo mi seguridad.
Sí.
Sí.
Pero le hace bien de vendedor, ahí nos convenció.
Pero no, uno hace lo que puede.
Bueno, ¿y cuál es el tema aquí? ¿Cómo es la vuelta?
El tema acá es volar la hacienda Nápoles, que son 3.400 hectáreas. Te llevan a Doral, te muestran Doral, la casa Santorini, que es el hotel, y casa del finado Pablo Escobar Gaviria, ¿sí? Lo que era el barrio de él. Y vuelve y te traen a la hacienda Nápoles. Y
Ya.
aterrizan sobre la pista de Pablo Escobar Gaviria.
Entonces eso no sale en español, vea, tenemos aquí la representación de la mujer antioqueña, ¿cierto? Y ella nos va a dar el tour de qué vamos a hacer hoy, ¿cierto? Ella es un poquito tímida, pero nos va a explicar muy bien cómo va a ser la situación.
¿Cómo es tu nombre?
Laura Bahamón,
¿Y dónde trabajas?
en la empresa Volar Colombia.
¿Y Volar Colombia dónde trabajan? ¿Dónde
Es
queda?
una empresa que está ubicada en la ciudad de Medellín. Prestamos el servicio de transporte en helicóptero a nivel nacional.
¿Y si es seguro volar en esos aviones?
Muy seguro.
¿Sí?
Sí, es demasiado
¿El piloto
seguro.
es experimentado?
Muchos años de
Es
experiencia.
conocido tuyo, ¿no?
Sí,
¿Has volado antes?
sí. Sobrevolado la ciudad en el trayecto que hacemos acá en la Hacienda Nápoles y también he hecho el tour en Guatapé.
¿Cuánto cuesta volar por persona?
Acá en la Hacienda Nápoles 240 por persona.
¿En
Sobrevolamos la hacienda, sobrevolamos el municipio de Doradal y acá pues lo que alcanzamos a ver alrededor.
Ellos son
Sí.
de Moy Sebas. Dale un saludo al canal de Moy Sebas.
Un saludo para el canal de Moy Sebas.
No, bien, venga, high five. Venga.
Laura, usted no
Bien, la hizo bien.
No, pero la hiciste. ¡No!
¿Y el novio dónde anda?
Ay, no.
¿Está soltera?
Uy.
Ya están ligando.
Señor piloto, saludos.
Libre.
Holy fucking crap. Wish me luck. If anything happens to me, I die happy.
We're getting ready to go. It's gonna get really loud in here. The flight is about 15 minutes and it's gonna show us all the farm and everywhere where Pablo Escobar used to be. It's just gonna keep getting louder until we just can't hear anything. So I'll leave you guys with just some music. This is one of those things that you never really get to
experience was amazing. It was so fucking beautiful. I never hopped in a helicopter before. Mohammed has never hopped in a helicopter before. Sebas has, so he knew everything about it. Guys, it's worth it. It's 250,000 pesos, which it's only $70. If you live in America, you know that it's probably gonna cost you $200, $300 just to go on a tour. This tour was super, super, super cheap. It was not in the books, but ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, mwah, like Italians say, mamma mia. Seriously, mwah, mamma mia. Man, you guys can still hear the, the noise on the background, which is actually pretty dope. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm running out of words just because of how happy I am. First time on a helicopter. Honestly, I probably will do this again. And if I do it again, it's gonna be even more lit. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel.